with Intention, podcast where we bring you stories from around the globe. Hello, and welcome to another beautiful episode on Rise and Thrive Mornings with Intention. And today I have a beautiful guest with me, Lakeisha. Welcome to our show. So happy that you're here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm honored and grateful to be here.
Thank you so much. And please tell us, where are you living and a little bit about yourself.
Yes. So Lakeisha Fletcher is my name. I am from Washington, D.C., and I'm a first-time author, Rediscovering the Goddess, that came out in Amazon in 2024. So just a little bit about myself is that I started out, I am a life coach, excuse me. I'm a life coach, transformative life coach and healing leader. I am a yogi. I have a family, two children, and I started writing because I love poetry. My book is more so about poetic journaling, journaling through your journey. So pretty much I speak to an audience of individuals who's going through a transition. So it may be birthing a child, it could be transitioning from one job to the next, empowering people to see their journey as something that is happening for them, not to them.
Awesome, beautiful. Well, so glad to have you here on our
Yeah,
show. So, um, congratulations on your book first and foremost.
thank
That's
you.
so exciting. Tell us what inspired you to write Rediscovering the Goddess, and how did the idea take shape during your journaling process?
Yes. So what I would say, what inspired me was that I noticed that as we go through life, just a lot of different transitions happen. So, as a devoted mother, as a world traveler, I am an aspiring entrepreneur, a yoga instructor, a life coach, a healing leader. All of those transitions, it took effort. It also took some sort of knowledge of where I wanted to go, why I wanted to be there, to gather my purpose. And so the book pretty much helps you navigate all of those journeys. It helps you transition from one to the next. It helps with closure. It helps with visualization and positive self-talk, just in case you get some self-doubt or self-sabotage in there somewhere.
Oh wow, awesome. I
Yeah.
love that. And definitely things do happen in life,
Hmm.
kids, jobs and things like that. So that's a great way to help people transition to that because sometimes it's not easy. I know when I had to transition from my old job that, paid the bills, but it really wasn't my dream job to something that was completely unknown to me, which was stepping into the coaching world and becoming a coach and podcaster and author. But it took a lot of effort inside, but the work was definitely worth it. So I
Hmm.
can definitely relate, the questions that come up, what if, and this and that, but that's where you have to, look in on the bright side, right? So I'm
Yes.
sure that book has a lot of golden nuggets. So
Thank
um,
you.
I personally would like to read more about that book. So in your book, you also talk about navigating relationships to reconnect with yourself.
Hmm.
How can women balance relationships with others while prioritizing self-love? Sorry.
Hmm. So you could think of me as an author, but also a storyteller. And so with the journey, I'm capturing different moments. Some moments may seem clear at times, some moments may seem unclear at times. So those moments that seem clear or unclear, the journaling, it helps you to remember, okay, this is where I was and this is where I'm going. And it also helps you to see how much progress you made. So you can keep continuing to thrive. You can continue to be the best version of yourself. Also, with the audience, I give them a space to journal. And that's the beautiful thing about it. Your story is your story. So not only am I telling a story, but you become your own storyteller in a way.
Wow, awesome. So
Yeah.
this is part where you teach your students and mentors. What about yourself? What role did journaling play in your personal development and transformation? Did you have
For
those
me,
moments that were really unique?
Yeah, I mean, I think every moment is unique. We've never been there before. Every moment in life that we encounter, every experience, we may have something similar, but we never been there before. And so with that, it just gave me a place to heal. It gave me a place to reset. It gave me a place to also release different emotions that I may not have thought was there. Yeah, and it gave me a place to actually realize this is a unique space. Let me sit and be in it. Let me be present in it. And I want to offer that to other individuals.
Hmm. And I think
Yeah.
that's a really, really important because up until Bob Proctor coaching, I really didn't journal anything. It was like all in my head and everything. But I realized the power when you actually start journaling. You
Hmm.
start seeing things you never really thought about. And when you start writing, it's like kind of like it just relieves itself. It's like, wow, I didn't know that was sitting inside. And I really like that. And it's helped me on my journey as well. So I encourage uh whoever's listening to start journaling if you've never done
Yeah.
it and see where it takes you. You never know, right?
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
In the book,
Yes.
you also mention recreating the goddess-like habits and routines. Can you share a few examples of these habits that have been transformative for you?
Yeah, of course. So with the habits, you want to create habits that are constructive for you. So for example, we all have habits. We may put our shoes on a certain way, or we may, in the morning, we may have a routine. So when you say habits, you can say patterns, you can say routines. It's all pretty much the same thing. You do the same thing the same way pretty much every day, if not every day on a regular basis. So with those habits, I try to keep a routine going. And this way I can expect certain things. I may wake up one morning and I'm a little foggy or maybe I'm a little upset. And then I go into my routine. It's a automatic reset because I know once I say my affirmations or once I visualize my day, I can now put myself to where I want myself to be. So for example, visualization. That's one of my habits that I have in the morning where I wake up, I say my gratitudes, I do my affirmations, and I say, what do I want to get done today? So I visualize what I want to get done and how I want it done. I visualize different colors, the people I want to interact with, and I may not know exactly how I want to interact with them, but I want today to be a good day, for example. I'm visualizing today to be a good day. So when I'm walking down the street, I may speak to people or I may help somebody in the grocery store, or, just different things will come up. I also do my affirmations. Positive self-talk is huge. It's so huge. Gratitudes, gratitudes can be an instant uplifter. If you're feeling down or you're thinking, okay, maybe, I don't have this, I don't have that, you can focus on those things that are good. Say if you're dealing with some type of trauma from your childhood, you're like, my mom didn't do this or my mom didn't do that. You can change it and say, I'm grateful my mom didn't do that because if she had, I would be in a different space. I'm grateful I didn't get that job because if I had, I would have been in a different space or something similar to that. So, yeah, affirmations, gratitudes, and visualization are definitely three key routines and habits that you would want to keep up with.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Mhm.
In the book, you talk about a phrase, rupture to rapture. It is
Mm.
powerful. Can you elaborate more on this phrase and why you chose that?
Yeah. So, rupture to rapture. Rupture being something, thinking of a volcano, something that kind of explodes, something that comes up and you're like, whoa, where did this come from? It comes up, you're like, oh, I don't feel too good about this. That's a rupture, something that's unexpected, not positive, but something that disrupts you, something that gets you off course. And then you go into rapture, which is more of a beautiful unfolding of now I've came out of this mess and look how beautiful it is. So with the book, with any transition, say maybe you don't see the good in that transition just yet. And then you see it unfold. You're like, whoa, look at where I am. So for me, it was more so of I asked myself, what can't I do now? My rupture to rapture, my transition from not so good to good led me to ask the question, what can't I do? And I just feel like I can do pretty much anything. Self-love, positive talk, Gratitude, that's my rapture. That's my like that's my moment to really shine from any transition that I've done. Yeah, in life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Powerful, very powerful. I love
Thank
that.
you.
So as a mother, wife, entrepreneur, and more, how do you continue to maintain harmony between these roles and your personal growth?
Personal daily practice.
Mm-hmm.
It is a daily practice to stay even-minded. It's a daily practice to stay positive. As with anything, if we're constantly complaining and we're complaining every day, eventually it will take a toll on you and you'll feel that heaviness. So the same thing if you're positive talk, before you know it, you'll be saying gratitudes in your head and don't even realize it. Maybe you'll be in traffic and you'll say, look, how amazing the sky is. Or I was able to listen to this song the whole way through because you're able to sit in a space of gratitude versus, I'm going to be late for this interview, or I'm going to be late for this job, or I'm going to be, like the daily practice of whatever it is, it will come to you. Like listening to a song, for example, you hear a song, and then maybe later on that day, it may be in your head, like, oh, I didn't hear that song. Where did I hear that song from? You don't realize it that you heard the song earlier. The same thing with the daily practices. Once it becomes routine and habit, it comes to you and you can thrive from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's something you use. And is this something you would also recommend to somebody who's feeling very overwhelmed by the responsibilities, or there's some other things they can try out first?
I would say try to stick to a routine, try to stick to a practice. So maybe start off with one practice and stick with that practice. Starting multiple practices may be discouraging or maybe overwhelming. So say if you just want to start off with gratitudes, you want to acknowledge, you want to accept it, and then just learn of what can you discover from it? How did you feel from it? Embrace it. Be present with it. I would definitely recommend that to others. Start
Mm-hmm.
with one practice and just make sure you acknowledge that practice, you do that practice, accept it, and discover something from it.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
and maybe if gratitude isn't something up to par at that time, they can definitely start maybe with journaling or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, right? Or
Exactly.
maybe reach out to somebody if they feel better, talk about it. So
Mm-hmm.
there are more than one ways you can go about something. I remember there was a time where I compressed feelings so much inside that for me, when my mentor started, it's like, well, you got to start feeling now. I'm like, feeling? I just spent like so many years compressing my feelings and you want me to feel again? Like,
Right.
what? And for a second, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I got to start digging it up. And I had a very hard time writing gratitude, or not that I wasn't really grateful. It was hard for me to dig it up more. I'm like, yeah, I'm grateful. But for this and that, but to try to put the true and empowering feelings into it at the beginning was a little bit hard and stuff like that. So for me, I found that challenging. That's why, sometimes I went into, journaling or doing something else. So that's what I mean. There's
Mm-hmm.
more than one ways to start doing something, especially with one seems a little heavy. And then you know what? It got so much better with time. I can't see myself not doing gratitude anymore because it's such a big part of me now. So it kind of grows on you. You expand your awareness, and it becomes kind of like magical, you would say.
It's because of that daily practice.
Yeah.
I heard a key words. You practiced it daily. I also heard that you discovered something. I've heard that you acknowledged, you did all of that. And the good thing about journaling is that it's a safe space. Only you are reading your journal. Only you are sharing your thoughts with yourself. So maybe you want to go back and scratch out something because you don't feel safe anymore, but you are looking at your own self. There's no judgment there. And if it is, you have the chance to change it a little bit. You have the chance to kind of say, where's that judgment coming from? And really sit with it. So the beautiful thing about journaling, you don't know where it will take you once you start. It's a safe space for you to write and get all those emotions out.
Yeah. And even
Yeah.
if you're with a lot of people nearby, or have to share,
Mm-hmm.
roommates or people that tend to be, kind of in your business, you know what? Best thing, have a shredder next to you. Write it down, feel better
Yep.
about it, shred. Or lighter,
Perfect.
but then, I remember we were doing some techniques when a lot of the things you want to get rid of, you would write them down and then you burn that piece of paper. Of
Yes.
course, you have to do it
Yes.
in a safe environment, hint.
Yes.
But I have a shredder, so anytime I want to, process something and I don't want anybody reading, shred. Like, thank you
Hmm.
so much, shred.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Perfect idea.
yeah, so there's always more than one way, and when we open the mind up to that, things start showing up for us,
Hmm.
I used to be in a space where I didn't think anything else was, possible because that's the habit I grew up with, But when you expand your horizons, meet people who share the same interests, hobbies, interests,
Yeah,
the world starts to change
it
for the better.
does.
Yeah, and
It
you're like,
does.
wow, it was all there.
And just think how beautiful it would be to journal that and to go back and read it and say, wow, look at where I've came from. I've journaled through my journey and look how poetic it is. Look how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
It creates more gratitude, more appreciation.
Yeah, definitely. I even started a personal gratitude of when I went into personal development originally, and every time I had a big aha moment or even a small, I really felt grateful for, I would start writing that in. So now, if I go over the 3, 4 years, for example, I was like, wow, this is where I was, and looking now, it's like, wow, this is how much you've grown. So it's always good to write that down as well,
Yes.
because it's a great reminder. Or like I have a little black book that's everything in it is gratitude for the things I've received, and
Hmm.
it's filled with stuff I ever received. Maybe somebody gifted me or I manifested something, and when sometimes things happen, because they do, I pull out the book and it's like, look, all the things you should be grateful for. It's a reminder. So get out of that mode you're in and step into this one.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and that's why I keep it close to me, because sometimes, you need that. Even, when you're like, oh, what else can I write? It's a reminder.
Hmm.
It's right there in front of you, at your reach, right? So great
I
points,
love
great
that.
golden nuggets here. Thank you so much for sharing those.
Yeah.
So how has the process of writing and publishing, Rediscovering the Goddess, shaped your outlook on life and personal empowerment?
Um, I would say it has shaped my outlook on life and just looking at everything very poetically. And I say that as being soft, looking at it from a creative standpoint, looking at it from a growth standpoint, and also as a creator standpoint. So pretty much you create your journey. You explore, you are the pretty much manager of yourself. So wherever this journey is going, you have the option to stop, to pivot, to change, to stay on the same course, to remove yourself from the course. It's very poetic. It's very flow with it. You create that. You create that life. So I've taken that to every aspect of my life, not just personal, but professional. If I'm making new friends, if I'm in the workforce, I'm trying to be creative or innovative. It's more so of a flow of poetry for me. So I think of it that way. And once you realize that you are the creatrix of your life, it feels, looks, smells, tastes, everything is different. Yeah,
Exactly. So powerful. Thank you for sharing
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So tell us, what's next for you? So you have this wonderful book, you're doing a lot of amazing things. Is there
I
anything
am.
big on the horizon?
Yeah, so I am coming out with my second book. The title is The Autonomy of Abundance, Volume 2, with Patrina Wisdom, Action Takers Publishing Company. I am writing that book, and it's talking about generational limitations when you're talking about wealth, love, and money. So I'm super excited about that book to kind of put out there more of a scientific notion of where generational limitations come from and how to remove them.
Wow, I'm very excited for you. So I'm assuming
Thank
that's
you.
sometime early next year,
Yes.
2025. Oh wow,
Yep.
that's a great goal, and I'm really excited for you. And I can't wait
Thank
to
you.
see her pop up and on Amazon and Kindle, because I'm also with Action Takers Publishing. So the process has been also amazing for me. I've done
Hmm.
3 books with them and on to 2 of mine. Um, thank you. So anybody listening out there and you like some more information how to also become an author, or you have some great ideas, or you like to pick Letitia's brain because she's got a lot of wonderful golden nuggets, please reach out. We'll post all the information in this YouTube video, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything and all the upcoming episodes, because I love to bring you back when your book is
Yeah.
released to talk about more about your amazing adventures. So, super excited for you.
Thank you.
So the name of the podcast is Rise and Thrive Mornings with Intention. So I ask this question everyone on my podcast. How important do you think it is to set intention in the morning? And you've touched about it a little bit, but tell us, how
Mm.
important do you think it is to set the intention for the day?
I think it's just as important as eating. I think it's as important as breathing. I think it's as important as sleeping. Your intention sets the mode. It sets the mood, excuse me. It sets the it sets the course for your whole day. Intentions are pretty much statements to yourself of your purpose for doing something. So if you start a conversation, my intentions for today is not to harm anyone with my words. So all of my conversations, I'm going to think before I speak. Intentions are a beautiful way to set purpose. It's like goals. My short-term goal is to maybe brighten someone's day. That's my intention. You're putting out there you're saying what you want to happen. So it's super important. It's just as important as you're doing anything else that's going to help you thrive in life. Yeah, I
Wow, I
recommend
love
that
that.
100%.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
I absolutely love that. I love how you said
yeah,
that it's just as important as eating and breathing. And that's
yeah,
absolutely right. And
yeah,
it's a great reminder, even for myself, to do that more often. And even, start it in the morning and even throughout the day, if you kind of forget, remind yourself. It's like, oh, yeah, I did this intention first thing in the morning. I should follow up on it if I haven't yet, right? So I absolutely love that. So it was such
yeah.
a delight to have you on our
Thank
show,
you.
and I hope our listeners enjoyed this as much as I did. Thank you so much,
Thank
Lakeisha,
you.
and I hope to have you back on our podcast soon again.
And one more thing, right before we leave, I wanted to share my social media links if possible.
Sure, for sure.
For Facebook and Instagram, you can find me on Lakeisha Grimes Fletcher, LakeishaGrimesFletcher. And also, that's my website, LakeishaGrimesFletcher.com.
Awesome.
Thank
Well, thank you
you.
so much, and we'll
Thank
also
you.
repost it in this video. So thank you everybody for watching. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.